with a quote really special by Kabir, who says, "Jin khoja tin paiya, gehre pani paet, main babari, duban dari, rahi kinare bet." That's exactly what we are celebrating at Hall of Fame 2.0. The enthusiasm, entrepreneurship, spirit of innovations, the courage to be above mediocrity and monotony. And for this very special day, we have brought together investors, mentors, successful entrepreneurs, government officials to ensure that your journey as an entrepreneur goes farther and you make Odisha prouder. So let's begin with congratulating all of you for having come this far. All the very best for your future and for the inaugural session. We are privileged to have esteemed Secretary, Electronics and IT Government of Odisha, Shri Manoj Mishra, Dr. Omkar Rai, Executive Chairman, Startup Odisha, and from the host team, President TiE Bhubaneswar, Shri Debashish Patnaik, and Vice President, Shri Sunil Taneja. May I request the gentleman to please light the ceremonial lamp and officially inaugurate Hall of Fame 2.0. At TiE Bhubaneswar, we believe in preserving culture and tradition, so we'd like to start this very special day in the most auspicious way ever possible. That is by ceremonial lamp lighting. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment of absolute pride and honor as dignitaries light the ceremonial lamp and officially inaugurate Hall of Fame 2.0 by TiE Bhubaneswar. Bring the honor, Secretary, Electronics and IT, Government of Odisha, Shri Manoj Mishra, Executive Chairman, Startup Odisha, Dr. Omkar Rai, President TiE Bhubaneswar, Shri Debashish Patnaik, and Vice President TiE Bhubaneswar, Shri Sunil Taneja. And it is an age-old practice of the land to present fresh flowers to special dignitaries, so may I request volunteers to present bouquets of fresh flowers to the guests on the dais, please. The host team presenting bouquets to the special dignitaries for the inaugural session. Thank you so much, Mr. Mishra, Dr. Rai, for joining us here and making this day truly enlightening. May I request President TiE Bhubaneswar, Shri Debashish Patnaik, to set the context and welcome everyone. Shri Patnaik.
Good morning to all. Honorable Secretary, Electronics and IT, Government of Odisha, Shri Manoj Kumar Mishra, Honorable Executive Chairman of Startup Odisha, Dr. Omkar Roy, my colleague Sunil Taneja ji, all the inviters and charter members, also the members of the media, and our dear startups. It's always a privilege to welcome people into any TiE event, and more so when it's an exclusive event. Hall of Fame is something which we thought of way back in 2020 when during the COVID, and we could manage to, the idea was to basically showcase the successful startups in the state. You know, being involved in this activity, you come across a lot of startups who are doing wonderful work. It is just that they are not, people don't know about it, they are not presented in a platform where people would know their innovation, their skills, their services, and their expertise. Hall of Fame was planned to showcase at least 25 startups every year. And in 2021, we did showcase 25 of them, and this year, though it was little delayed, we thought of doing it sometime in June, but got delayed for some reason or other. And now we have Hall of Fame 2.0, where we are again showcasing another set of 25 startups. Mr. Mishra has been always a support for TiE and the startup event. For any small event or any small matter or big matter, I always run to him saying that you got to help us on this. And he has been very generous to support most of the event. And but unfortunately, he could not be, though he assured us to be part of in Hall of Fame, the first one in 2021, due to some official engagements, he could not come. Today he has come. I'm glad, and he has spent time with the startups. Thank you so much, and I welcome you to the event. Dr. Omkar Roy has had number of associations with TiE, even much before he joined as Executive Chairman of Startup Odisha. As the Director General of STPI, Dr. Roy has been involved in number of startup activities, and mostly was instrumental with, along with the Director of TiE Bhubaneswar, Mr. Manas Panda, in developing the Entrepreneur Park in TiE Bhubaneswar. So it's a pleasure to have Dr. Roy here. We have been interacting, TiE has been interacting with the Startup Odisha for number of other issues, but this is probably the first official event where Dr. Roy is coming as a guest in a TiE event. So welcome you, sir. And I really don't want to take much of your time. I'll just say a few, I'll take another 2-3 minutes because we have started late. When you actually Google the success story of startups, you see that 90% of startups are a failure. 10% are successful in India, which is true, which is acceptable. But the only thing that I see, what the startup movement has brought in, is an opportunity for the youth to dream, to innovate, and to try. I have in this, I know some of them because I have been involved in this movement for probably 8-9 years. I see some faces which, they were probably doing something, doing X, now they are doing Y. So that drive within themselves is there. For some reason, one initiative fails, okay, accept that. But don't give up. Think up something else. Or maybe value add to your product and develop an additional service or additional feature into it. My only request to all startups is never give up. It is only your effort and your your passion would succeed you. May not be in the first year, may not be in the second year, probably in the 5th year. That's all I had to say. But I also would not complete my welcome unless I welcome our investors who have come all the way. Thank you, sirs, for making it possible and finding time to come to Bhubaneswar and meeting our startups in the open house. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you very much, Sri Patnaik, for those overwhelming words of welcome. And thank you, TiE Bhubaneswar, for designing, curating a ritual like Hall of Fame that will always acknowledge and honor the spirit of entrepreneurship. Thank you so much. We have with us Executive Chairman, Startup Odisha, Dr. Omkar Rai. May I request you, sir, to please share your thoughts with us.
Sri Manoj Mishra, Secretary, Electronics and IT, Government of Odisha. Debu Patnaik, President, TiE Bhubaneswar. Sri Sunil Taneja, Vice President, TiE Bhubaneswar. Distinguished leaders from industry of Odisha, the investors who have come from all across the country, and most importantly, esteemed young boys and girls, leaders from startup ecosystem of Odisha. I am very glad to be here. We have heard Sri Patnaik, who mentioned about that 25 chosen startups are being given opportunity to present their product, their services before the investors. And I am very sure that with the conclusion of this very exercise, Hall of Fame 2.0 will end up getting more investment in our ecosystem. Of late, the startup ecosystem in Odisha has attained critical mass, which is evident from the fact that every now and then several stakeholders are conducting investment exercises, whether it is Fund Stack 2.0, whether it is Hall of Fame 2.0, or whether such other activities being undertaken by certain incubators from this state. I am personally witnessing and privy to the information that a large number of investment have been decided. Very recently, we conducted a kind of survey, and we have found that during this year itself, we have received more than 100 crores funding in various startups of the state. The entire total funding that has been plowed in the startup ecosystem of Odisha has risen to 359 crore from the angel investors and venture capitalists. Very importantly, I must say that Startup Odisha just concluded the RFP floated for Odisha Startup Growth Fund, a fund of fund. And we were expecting, with the commitment of 100 crore rupees from Government of Odisha, we were expecting somewhere between 1:2 investment commitment from the fund operators. But you will be very glad, I always tell this to the people concerned, that you will be very glad to know that the entire commitment that we have received from this very exercise has grown beyond 1,000 crore. This entire funding that is coming into this ecosystem will be available to the startups and will be invested in another 5 years. I must say that the startup ecosystem, as I said, has gone beyond the threshold. It is at a very different trajectory now. From the Startup Yatra 2.0 that was launched by the Honorable CM of Odisha, the kind of experience and report that we are getting from the ground is very encouraging. Young boys and girls from all across the state, from a very small place to the towns, we are finding they are indulging into ideation and pitching, and they are coming up with very, very fantastic ideas, innovative ideas to solve the problem that face, the kind of imagination that they are making, the kind of ideation that they are making. And most importantly, as I said, the startup ecosystem in the state has grown. We have a large pool of mentors. We have world-class incubators within the state now. We have an enabling environment in terms of Startup Odisha. Our startup policy is best in the class. We are revising this policy, and in this MIO, it will be announced, and you will find that it has even improved what it has been till today. As I said, we are today best in class in terms of incentives and other hand-holding provisions. And we are even improving. We are not contented with what we have today. The startup Odisha has been able to attract more than 1400 startups now. We have 1400 registered startups in all sorts of domain. We have 28 incubators now with us. Large number of R&D institutions that we have in the state of Odisha in Bhubaneswar, they are working with us. And therefore, I must say that when the academia, the industry, the government, and the enabling ecosystem players are working together, the effort of TiE and Bhubaneswar Angel and such other organizations who are working together will make a lot of difference in times to come. And any startup desirous of seeking and getting support, ecosystem support for converting their ideas into product, for accessing to the capital, to other such support, marketing support, they will be getting this support within the state. I must say that Startup Odisha is very open to the ideas, to the collaboration. And I must also share the audience that TiE Bhubaneswar is helping Startup Odisha in terms of showcasing the strength, the products and offerings as a startup in making Odisha a global investor summit 2022. You will be witnessing, you will be visiting, you have been invited, and I am very sure that you will participate in this event in a very esteemed manner, in very proud manner. With this, I would congratulate TiE for conducting this Hall of Fame 2.0 and wish a great success to the startups who are being assessed today by the investors from all across the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rai, for those words of support and motivation. We shall always look forward to your suggestions and motivation in encouraging the young entrepreneurs of the state to, as Shri Patnaik said, not give up, be consistent, work hard, and be the stories of tomorrow that others will learn from. Thank you so much, sir. May I now request esteemed Secretary, Electronics and IT Government of Odisha to please enlighten us with his address. Shri Mishra.
Sri Omkar Rai from the Startup Odisha, dignitaries on the dais, Dubai, Mr. Taneja, and I see a lot of leaders of the industry and from different sphere in this setup. I must congratulate TiE to have set it up so well, the inauguration. I must confess that the first time that I missed was not out of my own wish. So when you are a bureaucrat with more hats than the head, so that juggling itself, I think it requires a startup to solve that problem. So I couldn't do that, but I'm very happy that I could make it this time around. I had a brief glimpse of the 25 startups who have been picked up to showcase, and then their journey will be facilitated through some mentors and connecting them with investors. I was very, very impressed with the breadth of startups that you have picked up. Normally, coming from the IT department, we tend to overvalue only the IT side of the startup. So almost about 80% of the startups are IT, and we keep telling that rest of them are also doing something IT, so they all are IT. But I was very happy to see the black rice, the light rice, the beverage. That's somebody give me a bottle also. So the variety of products and the ideas that have been brought in through this 25 almost represents the entire ecosystem. So I think for that I must congratulate the platform which has able to pick up such a wide variety. So when we talk about the startups, I must address the startup youngsters first. So I might be a little trite because I must have spoken about this in many other occasions you must have heard, but it doesn't really going to hurt you hearing it again because I'm going to speak only for 2-3 minutes. There are two small pieces of advice that I have for all of you is that first, don't stop your own self-growth. So you have an idea, you might get some funding, it might get into your head. So if you get, let's say, 50 crore funding for your project, you might start thinking that you have arrived, you have now a company, you are a big shot. That 50 crore goes in 6 months. So people talk about unicorns. I think many of us will rattle out numbers that we are the third largest unicorn producing nation. We produce almost about 3 unicorns a month, like that, these figures. Just take the list of unicorns in 2021 and find out where they are. Not only unicorns, they are no animals. So they have gone bust completely. From an idea to making it a company is a different journey. That you have been picked up here amongst the top 25 shows that you have got something going, you have the idea. But that is not enough. That's not enough to make it a company, make it a going concern, make it something, a product which will last a lifetime. For that, what you need is a platform like this, where you will learn from mentors, you will learn from investors. Investors will go through your processes, grill you, ask you 1,000 questions. Don't get stressed out, because if somebody is putting their money, they have to ensure that your processes are right. And process correction is what is going to give you that education and experience. The vital thing, I think before I joined my MBA, I met some of these local business leaders at that time. One of them had told me, 120 people go to XIMB. They almost all of them become MBA after 20 months. So what makes a good manager different from a normal manager? So what he had told me, I'll just pass that on to you, because that I think has helped me a lot. He said that read books. Rest all will be same. Somebody who has read one more book, more likely that he will end up becoming a better manager. It's not sacrosanct. There are exceptions, but exceptions test the rule. Exceptions don't poke fun at the rule. So therefore, read books. In today's world, it may not be a physical book. It could be an article. It could be something in the internet. Keep adding value to yourself. And from there, the second bit of advice that I have for you is that don't chase valuation. Chase value for your own product. So whatever the product and services that you have created, try finding how much value you can add it for the consumer. If you add value, valuation will follow. The investors who have come from all the way from Bombay and other places, they are looking for something which solves a problem. They are looking for a product or a solution which solves a problem, adds value to general life of anyone. So therefore, whatever you have, for example, somebody has a drone which goes 150 meters in the water. It's an exceptional product. So they are thinking now how it goes to 300 meters. Tomorrow it may have to go right up to 11 kilometers, which is the deepest part of the ocean. So therefore, you have to create values where it is possible to make your company flourish. Valuation will follow. Don't just go for valuation. Valuation is easy. You'll get some crores of money to develop something, but can it last your own lifetime? A company has to last generations. So we don't know who did Pepsi, who did Ford Motors, but those inventors are not there. The companies are there. Can your product last that journey? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And I don't get bored in advising people that keep adding value to your own self. You are your company. Get yourself educated. One of the things I saw is the FMCG, when there's the multiple type of natural juices being done, I think scratch. So I was giving them the example that a Coca-Cola bottle, the inside of what you get, a 330 ml can, you know how much it costs Coca-Cola to produce that? 20 paisa. 20 paisa for that. We pay what? 30 rupees or 40 rupees, something like that for that. Rest all is about a battle for the distribution, battle for the mind in the space of the advertisement. So don't think that just because you have a winning product, it will sell. So if you are in FMCG, it's cutthroat. It's about margin of 1 paisa. So you got to know that trade in order to make that product successful. So I think people from scratch, if you have not done an MBA, do an MBA. That would be very useful for you. So that's all I have, this more small 2 suggestions. I am very happy that the industry, especially JSW, has come and partnered. The government from Startup Odisha has come and partnered with TiE and made this successful. I think collaboration is the way to go forward, and our IT space, especially in Bhubaneswar and Odisha, is changing rapidly and changing so well. So, and in that, I think the startup has a very large role to play. So come join and we'll make this happen. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you very much, Shri Mishra, for sharing your thoughtful insights with us when it comes to entrepreneurship and startups. The success stories from my state is making noise all over the world. Thank you very much, Government of Odisha, for all the support and for making Odisha an environment where startups will flourish. Thank you very much, Shri Mishra. We have small tokens of gratitude for the dignitaries on the dais. May I request Dr. A.K. Rath from TiE family to please join us on stage and present a small token of gratitude to Shri Manoj Mishra. Thank you very much, sir, for being on the dais at the inaugural session of Hall of Fame 2.0. It means so much to have you here. Thank you, Dr. Rath, for doing the honor. May I request Shri Anada Padhi from TiE family to please join us on stage and present a small token of gratitude to Dr. Omkar Rai. Thank you very much, sir, for your overwhelming words, support for Hall of Fame 2.0. Thank you, Shri Padhi, for doing the honor. May I request Vice President TiE Bhubaneswar, Shri Sunil Taneja, to please propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mishra and Mr. Rai, for coming here and gracing this great occasion. I would like to talk a little bit about TiE Global. TiE Global is perhaps a unique organization created by professionals who went to America to work and then they switched over to being entrepreneurs. So TiE Global has been created by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. The key function of TiE Global is to educate, to incubate, to mentor, and to invest in with entrepreneurs. So it's a very good platform that we are all here, and TiE Bhubaneswar has taken this opportunity of showcasing the heroes. I'd like to share what entrepreneurship is defined by TiE. There are basically 3-4 rules. The first is that you must hire. You must have people to work for you. If you're going to be a doctor and just do everything yourself, you're not an entrepreneur in the true sense. Along with that, the second rule is that you must delegate. If you have a person and you're still doing everything, you don't let go of your powers or whatever finance, then you're not an entrepreneur. The third rule is that you're last in the line. First, you got to pay your employees, your taxes, your suppliers, and then whatever is left for you, that is for you. So this discipline is very important. Otherwise, people like to take the money and put it in the pocket, then you're not an entrepreneur. The final one is that you should not have the fear of failure. Believe you me, entrepreneurs who are successful today have failed. So if you don't have the heart to accept failure, you're not in this line. You should not be here. These are some things that one should try and do some analysis, whatever line, whatever product you do. I'm a professional. I also turned myself into an entrepreneur today. I've been here for last almost 35 years. And we do see failure. So failure doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. And please remember, the first deal is never the best deal. It's a start of a long journey. So it's very nice to see all the young entrepreneurs here and very, very full of a lot of zest and activity. And I would like to also talk about Bhubaneswar Angels. We have created a small cell, TiE Bhubaneswar, and we have invested. We have a success story who's going to talk about his success. I have Sivasis here. Can you please identify yourself, Sivasis? One of our TiE Bhubaneswar, we've invested in his company and, it seems to be doing well. So we are very much here to support entrepreneurs. And before I conclude, I would like to thank the sponsors, the Startup Odisha, the STPI and JSW Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shri Taneja, for the kind words. With this, we wind up the inaugural session.